The win. Will this game determine the best team in the NFC, Ryan Clark?
This game determines the best team in the entire NFL. These are the two most dominant teams. These are the two most consistent teams. These are the two most complementary teams. And that means special teams, defense, and offense. And it's not just about the fact that they all play well. It's about the fact that they play together. Two quarterbacks that are playing at an MVP level. Defenses that hunt the quarterback and turn the football over and run games that are complementary. On the outside, you have absolute stars in Devontae, Puka, and JSN. Whoever wins this game, in my opinion, has the right to call themselves the best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I can see the meme right now where, you do the double dutching and things like that. I'm still going to say the Philadelphia Eagles because for as much flack that I could, don't do that. Please don't. It's the truth. It's one of those things that it's like, they are the most talented team, but they do the bare minimum. So the only thing that I will go with you against to say consistent, the Rams and the Seahawks are probably more consistent than the Philadelphia Eagles as far as offensive performances, but dominant when Kevin Patullo decides to unleash what he's capable of unleashing. Watch out.
Blake, please let Stephen A go so I can go again. Please, I know this is a short segment.
No, I want to hear what you have to say, RC. Far be the way to get
Cam Newton, you've been dogging the Philadelphia Eagles the entire season. Yeah. You dogged the Philadelphia Eagles in the offseason on 4th and 1. You can't even go to Philly. You can't even go to Philly without beef. And now all of a sudden, they're going to be the best team. I love the Eagles. I champion the quarterback. I think the Eagles do everything they got to do to win. And now, finally, when we're talking about a game amongst the elite in the NFC West, and you know, and I know, they've been the most consistent teams the whole year. Now you're going to say Philly?
Really?
Are you not listening to yourself? Stephen A says he is brilliant because he knows he's not, because he listens. I've been listening to you all year. People in Philadelphia like me because of you. Because you hate on them so much, I defend them, and they say, you not like Cam Newton. Okay. I was like, yeah, I'm 5'11". Clearly I'm not.
Okay.
And Stephen A was going to let that happen?
Okay.
You were going to let him say that the Eagles are the best after all he said, Stephen A?
Hold on, Stephen A.
The realist?
Hold on, Stephen A. Hold on real quick, OG. I just left Lincoln Financial Field, Norfolk State and Delaware State. So to say that in front of national media is crazy work. But this is what I do know. I know who I am and I know what I should be expecting from the Philadelphia Eagles. And I've chose a side to hold the Philadelphia Eagles accountable. And I'm not going to be the one that's going to be, that's cool, Gilly. I know you're watching, brother. I know everybody's watching. And I'm going to call it how I see it. Jalen Hurts is an individual that I root for and I know he's capable. But we're not seeing it consistently. But that doesn't make them not the best team in the NFC.
Do you know who the great Rolandas are? They're tightropers. Okay. You're a tightroper right now.
Let's Stephen A jump in. Go ahead.
Well, a couple of things that I wanted to say. Even before I get to that point, we didn't mention the Dallas Cowboys at all because we're talking about winning football teams, and obviously they're not a part of this discussion. But are we going to talk about the Seattle Seahawks and how elite their defense is and not talk about how happy DeMarcus Lawrence must be? I mean, he was a Cowboy. And now he's in Seattle. I mean, talk about. I mean, life is beautiful for him right now. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, we should at least mention. It's amazing how how people find success once they depart. But that's a different story for another day. I would tell you, I'm known for being a centrist. You understand what I'm saying? I don't vibe with extremes on either side. I'm a centrist. I get what Cam is saying about the Philadelphia Eagles. RC, I get what you're saying about the Rams and Seattle. Now, when you talk to me about Matthew Stafford, who's thrown for 1,688 yards and 20 touchdowns over the last 6 games with a 122 passer rating, he goes out there, he plays lights out because the quarterback play that is obviously elite. I might vibe with you about the Rams. Sam Darnold, who's playing like an MVP, is another matter because I got to see him do it as the season wanes when it really, really counts to be sold on them being the best team. I got to see that to believe it, but not because of anybody else but him.
I just don't think we've seen the Eagles be dominant at all this season for us to think that they're the best team in the entire conference.
Other gentlemen, and I start with Harry Douglas. Number one is Sam Darnold. Are you a believer or are you a wait-and-seer on this guy?
No, I actually believe in Sam Darnold. I love what he's been able to do this season, 2 years in a row. A lot of people thought it was a fluke in Minnesota. Wrong, they were. Sam Darnold is balling out, and I love his connection with his offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak. Now, I would say this. I believe Bo Nix should be number one. But let's get back to Sam Darnold first. Let's talk about his ball placement. Jackson Smith-Njigba runs a slant. Look at the accuracy from Sam Darnold. Pinpoint accurate only where his guy can catch the football. This next play is a touchdown to Jackson Smith-Njigba, another one on the season. Watch Sam Darnold as he play fakes. Mechanically, he's going to do everything the right way. Put the ball out there, get the defense flowing, flip your hip, Sam Darnold, make an accurate throw so your guy can just catch a touchdown. Pinpoint accurate from Sam Darnold. I love the way he's playing. Now, as we get back to this list, though, I love the simple fact that Bo Nix should have been number one on that list.
Simple fact?
Yeah.
Why a simple fact?
Because I think Bo Nix has an opportunity to.
An opinion?
I think he has an opportunity to bury the Kansas City Chiefs.
It's big. It's
so,
big.
like, take the opportunity. If you have an opportunity to try to bury Kansas City as much as possible, and you got booed last week at home, you have not been the reason why Denver has been winning. I think you can make a bold statement. That's why I would have him at number one.
I dig it. You'll call that game already, but let's stick here in the NFC West here. The simple fact is that we always talk about Sam Darnold in the regular season the last 2 years, and yet that postseason in the Week 17 game against the Lions were dreadful. So where are you kind of staying out here?
I think based on the conversations I have with people around the league, the consensus seems to be that he's playing better now than he even did last year in Minnesota, that he has elevated his game in certain ways. So I think the playoff experience, that loss, you can grow from that. That can harden you. That can make you tougher for the next time. It's a significant game here. I think the winner of this game is the clear favorite in the NFC and possibly for the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Because based on the way everyone's playing right now, these two teams are playing the best. And they're playing each other this week in a divisional game that's going to tell us a lot about both of them. Seattle, I think, is being slept on a little bit. They were up 35-0 halfway through the second quarter last week. They're crushing people, and they're doing it on the road, too.
Bart, your thoughts on Darnold?
Well, listen, you talk about Darnold, his worst game. You must have forgot about his whole Jets career, Ghosts and all that stuff. But listen,
we don't count those.
People forget how young he was when he got in the NFL.
21.
He's playing at a high level. I think he's playing with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. You talk about how he struggled in the playoffs last year. I thought last year, Kevin O'Connell, his protections were exposed by Aaron Glenn, and everybody just copied the same game plan, and they weren't able to recover from that. But listen, I like somebody that's gotten off the mat and picked themselves up because he's not easily broken. I think he's playing at a high level, his pinpoint accuracy, and he's become a true leader of that team. You talk about how dangerous the Seattle Seahawks are. Whenever you have the ability to get to the passer with four, it gives you flexibility and coverages behind. They have the best receiver in football right now in Njigba, and I think Shaheed's going to create more space for him as well, so they can get explosive, easy touchdowns. You see his highlight package. Those were explosive plays that are quick scores that only feeds that defense. Now, when you look on the other side with the Rams, I love the Rams and what they're doing. Matthew Stafford is my leader for MVP. No worries about the back. They're playing at a high level. My only concern is Devontae Adams and his long-term health. Okay,
I would just make this quick point. The 9 sacks that he was sacked last year in that playoff game against the Rams, he's been sacked 9 times the entire season this year for Seattle.
Oh, look what happens when you protect your quarterback.
That's huge. Harry Douglas, where are we going from here?
How about that, boy?
you.